Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Katie and today I'm going to be doing my November TBR. So let's just get started. I don't have a lot to preface this video with, other than I'm excited to read lots of books in November, and actually there's some quite exciting releases coming out that I'm hoping to get to like quite soon after they come out. So yeah, looking forward to those. And actually on that kind of theme, the most exciting book on this TBR is Jade Legacy, which I have actually already started. I'm about 20% into because I got a proof of the arc and I just couldn't wait. So that's the first book on my TBR for this month. I might have even finished it by the time this video goes out because hello?
Hello.
You have to wave at the camera.
Hello.
Oh no, you have to come down here so you can see yourself on the screen.
Hello. I'm going
now. Okay, bye. So it's the final book in the Greenburn saga, which have Jade Legacy, Jade City and Jade War there already, and it's one of my most anticipated books of the year, if not the most anticipated. So yeah, I'm very excited to get to it and just follow all the characters on their journey. And I've literally only seen good reviews, I'm pretty sure every single review I've seen has been 5 stars, or maybe the odd 4-star, but yeah, I'm so excited and I'm loving it so far. I just love all the characters, Hilo, but I like following his story, and then I love Shay and I love Wen and I love Andon, and I already love the kids and they're still young, but I think as they become bigger characters as the book goes on, I know I'm going to love them even more. So yeah, I'm very excited for that one. Okay, and then another exciting series. Oh, I forgot to say at the beginning, I'm trying in November, trying to finish off a few series. So I've got a stack of books and just some series that I want to kind of finish off. So that's one of my goals for November. So the next one is Assassin's Fate, which is the final book in the Realm of the Elderlings, and also the final book in the Fits and the Fool trilogy. But I'm so excited for this one. I just want to start it immediately. I just finished Fool's Quest, and actually I think of all her books, Fool's Quest probably ends on one of the biggest cliffhangers. So you just want to go straight into Fool's Assassin, but part of me is no, I should take a little break because I just listened to 33 hours of Fool's Quest, and Assassin's Fate is 45 hours, which that is way too much in one go, and I need a break for my emotional sanity. Although I'm also very tempted to start, so we'll see. But I'm definitely going to read that this month. And yeah, it's the final book. Still following Fitz and still following B. And I just love both their POVs. They're just, yeah. Fitz obviously is a very iconic character. And then B's easily one of my favourite, Realm of the Elderlings characters. And also I'm really excited because of how things / where they ended up in Fool's Quest and how that's going to tie in to the whole series, and I just think it's going to be great. And I just know there's going to be so many character cameos in the final book. So I'm really excited, and I know that it's going to I'm going to spend the last couple of hours of the audiobook sobbing. But yeah, they're just, the Fits and the Fool brain rot has been crazy recently, so yeah, look out for my emotional breakdowns on Twitter when I'm reading Assassin's Fate. Okay, so then on to some physical books. So I want to try and finish off the Irisha series, middle grade, and I probably, to be honest, need some light-hearted middle grade in between all the Robin Hobb and Jade Legacy and everything else. So I have Irisha and the Tree of Wishes, which I think is book 3, and Irisha and the City of Gold, which is book 4, and these are part of the Pandava Quartet. So these are the last 2 books in the series, and we're following Aru. And in the first book, she's really good at lying, and she tells us lie, and somehow accidentally ends up summoning this, oh no, she gets this lamp. I'm getting this confused with Aladdin. She gets this lamp which stops time, and then she has to go on a little mission with a friend in this talking pigeon to try and save the world. And it's just a really fun series. It's very reminiscent of Rick Riordan books, but with Indian mythology, so they're just a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to them. And yeah, need some light-hearted relief. And then I also want to try and finish Tay Thompson's Rosewater series. I can't remember, I think the actual thing is Wormwood, the series title, but we have Redemption and Insurrection. no, this one's book 2. So you have Insurrection and Redemption. Is that Insurrection? Yeah. And I've read Rosewater by him, and I've also read Far from the Light of Heaven. Rosewater is very crazy. It's almost like reading a drug, like a drug trip in a book. But I am excited to finish the trilogy and see what happens. I can't even really remember what happens in the first book. But his writing style is very, like, transportive. And also Tay Thompson's a doctor of psychiatry, which is very interesting. So he's, like, medically trained. So I find that interesting. And especially in Far From the Light of Heaven, I feel like that showed. That was... Yeah, so I'm excited to read these 2 books. And they're reasonably short, like, compared to massive blooming Assassin's Fate. I think I'll be able to get through them relatively quickly. So yeah, looking forward to these as well. Actually, and then a book I have already started is Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick. And I think the sequel, The Liar's Knot, is coming out in December. So I wanted to try and get to this one. And I've heard good things. So I'm about like 150 pages in. It's actually quite thick. And also I didn't know, but one of the authors, because it's an author duo, is the same author that wrote A Natural History of Dragons series, which I really like. And the author has like such a tone of almost humour to the books. And I feel like it also kind of shows in this. And in this one, we're basically following Ren, who's like this con artist, and she grew up in this city, which is kind of, I would say it's like Venetian inspired, like Venetian Prague type vibes. And yeah, so she grew up in the city, but she went away after she like betrayed her sort of, what's it called, like criminal gang, and then now she's come back and she's trying to con her way by posing as a member of the nobility to get in a noble house and get lots of money. So yeah, so it's really fun. There's lots going on in the city, like it's a big book and there's lots of like city politics and things, but I really love Ren as a character so far, and it's just like that high kind of drama. It reminds me a lot of Liars of Locke Lamora, which is a series I actually really like, but I feel like if you like that, you'll like this. And yeah, just kind of chaotic characters, and I was kind of in the mood for like a Connie type book after reading Little Thieves, so I feel like this one's I'm really enjoying it so far, and I'm looking forward to reading the rest. So yeah, that's on my TBR as well. Okay, I'll save that one for last. Okay, yeah, you'll see what it is. Okay, and then another series that I want to try and finish off is A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmerer, and this is the final book in the Curse Breakers series. The first one's A Curse So Dark and Lonely. And I've been meaning to read this one like since it came out in about January or February. But yeah, I like the series. I think it's a good YA fantasy. It's a lot of fun. For some reason, I think a lot of people didn't like the second one, but I actually really did. And like the Princess and the Bodyguard trope, and I always love that. So yeah, I'm excited to see how the final one ends. Even if it's not like the best book ever, I think I still want to know how it all sort of wraps up. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. The first one is basically a Beauty and the Beast retelling, yeah, but like a modern one, and I thought it was really fun because the main character, she's basically like modern living life, and she gets transported back into this like old timey fantasy world, and it's so interesting to see how she kind of adapts to that and like her attitudes to it, and she's such a funny character as well. So I would definitely recommend this series if you like YA fantasy, for some kind of lighter books in between all the heavy. And we also have Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. Yeah, I've never read any of Melinda Lowe's books, but I've heard good things, and this one is sapphic, I believe, and I think it follows this Telegraph Club, which is a lesbian bar in San Francisco in the 1950s. I had to check the details there. And following the main character Lily, and I think it's kind of a bit of a coming of age and like finding her place. I think she's Chinese American, is that right? Yeah, she is. And I think it's just exploring like elements of identity and things, and I think it's going to be a really like beautiful and emotional novel. So I'm very much looking forward to it, and I just love this cover, it's so cool. So yeah, and I just like the colours and everything. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one. And then we also, another series to try and finish off, well it's only a duology, but Rule of Wolves. This has been on quite a lot of TBRs, and I actually really love this series, and I don't know why I keep putting it off. I think because it's quite big, like it's nearly 600 pages, but this is going to be the month when I finally get to it, I've promised myself. So yeah, this is the final book in the King of Scars duology, following Nikolai, who is the king of Ravka. and Zoya, who is his second in command essentially, and also Nina from Six of Crows. And they're kind of the three main characters, and I love following them, and they're probably three of my favourite characters from the Grishaverse, so like them having their own series is great. And I think I've heard good things about Rule of Wolves, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I'm excited to see sort of how the whole Grishaverse ends and things. And I'm also really excited to see whoever they cast for Nikolai in the TV show, because I think we'll get Nikolai in season 2, so that's quite exciting. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one as well. Also been rereading the Murderbot audiobook, so I'd like to try and get through a few more of those. I'm up to book 3 at the moment, so maybe a couple more Murderbots. They're good little ones to read like in between massive Robin Hobb audiobooks. And also, yeah, the Expanse, the rest of the Expanse books I want to try and get to. Yeah, I forgot to mention about the new books coming out as well. So Cytonic by Brandon Sanderson, which is the 3rd book in the Skyward series, which I'm really looking forward to. I love that series. Skyward was actually the first Brandon Sanderson book I ever read, and look at us now. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. And yeah, I think that's it. And The God of Lost Worlds as well, which is the 3rd book in the Library of the Unwritten series, which I also want to read. I really love that series. It's such like a cozy, comforting series, and I feel like it's perfect like autumny read, like autumn into winter type read. It's very cozy. I love the audiobooks. All the characters are so cute, and there's a great polyamorous relationship as well, so I'd highly recommend that series if you haven't read it. I'm trying to remember what the first one's about. It's basically about this Hell's Library and a certain branch of it called the Library of the Unwritten, which is where stories that haven't been written yet like reside. And then one day this character called Hero escapes from a book, and Claire the librarian has to try and track Hero down with the assistance of her assistant Brevity, and this little demon called Leto, who's like so anxiety driven. He's so funny. And then they're also being kind of stalked by this angel called Rami, and it's just also good and lots of fun. So yeah, it kind of gives me like Good Omens vibes, so I definitely recommend the series, and I'm really looking forward to book 3. So yeah. Yeah, so I think that's everything on my TBR. Let me know in the comments a book you would really like to get to in November. I would love to know. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I almost forgot as well the last book on the TBR. Maybe I will finally get to it. I'm definitely on my TBR is the TV show. Will I get to it before the TV show? Questionable. But yeah, we can always have hope. I did a poll on Twitter, which is how it feels to be publicly humiliated, but to be honest I did it to myself, so yeah. Actually yes kind of won, so that was good, but yeah, we'll see. Don't get your hopes up, but yeah. Okay, and yeah, I hope everyone's having a really great day, and I will see you next time.